Hello everyone, I'm Carly, and guys, please use the nickname I picked out for myself.
And I'm Sam, and Carly. What even is in a name? That which we call a rose would still smell as sweet.
And welcome to Reader Seats with Carly and Sam, our brand new book-based podcast covering all the latest hits and some stories off the beaten path.
With a few fun and exclusive episodes mixed in between.
Have you ever thought to yourself, man, this book sounds interesting, but my TBR is already long enough?
Or have you ever thought to yourself, man, I would really like to branch out my reading style, but I don't even know where to begin?
Then we have the episode for you.
Today, we are each going to be covering a brand new book from a brand new genre that we've never covered on the podcast before.
We've done the hard work of reading these books, and now we are here to summarize those for you and, of course, each other.
We've, again, never done anything like this before, so I'm really excited about it. How do you feel?
I'm excited about it and also nervous because we plan all the things that we do out really in detail.
That's true.
And because of the nature of this, we both were keeping in secret what we were doing. And so I'm a little like, what does Sam think?
Yeah.
Is it going to be okay?
Yes. I also had that with like my talking points, putting them in our notes, thinking about, am I adding too much or am I adding too little? Like, what if Carly is only talking for 10 minutes and I end up talking for 30 minutes, you know?
The odds of me going fast and not including enough information are low. That is not the problem.
That's fair.
I might include way too much information.
That's fair, yeah. Either way, I think it's going to be really exciting and a fun episode for you guys and for us, since we're kind of in the same boat as our audience this time around, not really knowing what to expect.
Yeah, honestly, I am excited because I feel like I am the person that's like, there's a lot of books that I'm interested in, but I really don't have the time to read all of them.
Yes.
Like, I've been stuck on the same romance book for a week now, and I've barely made any progress because usually, like right now, I'm just not good at reading with my eyes. I really can only consume
Like reading with your ears?
Yes. Yeah, I have to do audiobooks right now.
I love that description of, I just can't read with my eyes right now.
Yeah, I just don't have time. I have too much going on. Like if I'm gonna achieve any reading, it has to be through an audiobook where I can do a little bit of
that's fair.
Multitasking.
Yes, no, that's totally fair. I feel similar on the other side of thinking I would really like to branch out my reading style, but I don't really know what else is out there. So I think I could really use an episode like this to kind of see what the options are, you know? Let's shop around a little bit.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun.
I agree. It is an off-the-shelf episode after all.
Yeah.
You know? And because we are still covering books, even though it is an off-the-shelf episode, our spoiler warning is still very much in place. We are each going to be covering a different book with different plot points and different character summaries, so there's going to be some spoilers. You've been warned. Carly, do you want to go first?
Yeah. I have the physical book here with me.
I'm so excited.
I am going to be talking about Hot Dog Girl.
Oh my gosh. I had a feeling it was going to be Hot Dog Girl.
We've been talking about Hot Dog Girl for a while because me and my partner found this book at Barnes & Noble, and she loves hot dogs. And so immediately we didn't even need to read it, like the back of the book. We were just like,
that's coming home with us.
Title enough.
That is coming home with us.
I thought that it was gonna be pretty insane. Like, I was ready for this to be messy, and like there is an element of mess to it. I'll be honest, it didn't exactly deliver the way I hoped it would with a name like Hot Dog Girl.
Okay.
But should I give a little...
Yes, please, give a little summary.
Okay, and I'm also after this going to talk about some of our main characters as well before we get into our outline here.
Love that.
So, Eloise, or Lou, Parker, is determined to have the absolute best, most impossibly epic summer of her life. There are just a few things standing in her way. She's landed a job at Magic Castle Playland as a giant dancing hot dog.
Love.
Her crush, the dreamy diving pirate Nick, already has a girlfriend who is literally the princess of the park. But Lou's never liked anyone, guy or otherwise, this much before, and now she wants a chance at her own happily ever after. Her best friend Celie, the carousel operator, has always been up for anything, but she's decidedly not on board when it comes to Lou's quest to set her up with the perfect girl, or Lou's scheme to get close to Nick. And it turns out that this will be their last summer at Magic Castle Playland ever, unless she can find a way to stop it from closing.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so dramatic.
Yeah.
Very like high school sitcom.
Yes. I forgot to mention that this is a YA book. And
Obsessed.
so,
It reads like one.
in general, this book really surprised me in a lot of different ways.
I'm excited to hear more about it.
To go over our main players in this
Okay.
story, we have Eloise, or Lou, or Elle. She prefers to go by Elle. No one calls her that.
Oh, poor girl. No one's calling her by her preferred name.
No, in fact, they're all, if they're going to resort to anything, it's Lou. Which,
Oh,
to be fair, I am like, yeah, that's for, I mean, my grandpa's name is Louis, so I'm
Sure.
like, that's an old man name. But we have Eloise, and she's a junior going into her senior year of high school.
Okay.
And like we kind of talked about at the top, she's working at the local theme park. And for the second year in a row, she is going to play the hot dog character. Nick, the guy that she has a crush on, is also working. He's a year older.
Okay.
And they had a bit of a like romantic moment a year ago out in the rain.
Eloise and Nick.
Yes.
Oh.
So she was really hopeful that maybe a relationship would start from there.
Sure.
And then like right after that, he starts dating Jessa, this girl who is the princess at the theme park. Then we have Celie, Eloise's best friend. She is gay. She has multicolored hair that changes, you know, depending on her mood.
Love that for her.
We have her dad, who is an accountant. He's actually the tax accountant for the owner of the theme park.
I love that all of this is happening with like the theme park background. You
Yes,
know, like
the theme park is always
this is
there.
yeah, this is like this is a main player in itself, the theme park.
Yeah, it is. It's a character. Then we also have Mr. P, the theme park owner.
Okay.
He has a longer name. I don't remember what it is. It doesn't matter
Do they just call him Mr. P?
for the most part. So they're getting off onto their summer, about to work at the park, when Mr. P announces that this will be the last year. Eloise is immediately like, no, we need to save it. It turns out that she's very sentimental about the park because, you know, she used to spend like every birthday there. And her parents first met there.
I was gonna say there's gonna be some kind of backstory between Eloise and this park.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do feel like every time you expect there to be backstory, it's pretty straightforward.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's
not-
definitely gonna be like
It's not the most like
predictable.
sympathetic. Don't get me wrong, I would probably be upset too.
Sure.
Either way, she is pretty determined to do something to try and save the park.
Okay.
At one point I wrote down, oh, her dad took her there when her mom died. Later on we find out her mom didn't die.
Where's her mom?
So her mom left when Eloise was like 9 years old. She didn't die. She just left the family. And what's crazy is that she will sometimes send postcards to Eloise and her dad, mostly I think to Eloise,
Yeah.
where she'll be like, oh, I was doing this and I thought of you. What are things like? Blah, blah, blah. And like, she never adds a return address. So she'll ask these questions, but there's no way for Eloise to actually respond.
Sure.
It is very bizarre.
Yeah.
She acts like she does love her daughter, and I'm sure to a degree she does, but like,
Yeah.
she doesn't actually have any contact with her.
Right.
She just sends off these notes into the ether and is like, hopefully that'll be enough.
Yes.
What are you doing, girl?
So I guess there's still some tragedy there. Not death tragedy, but
Not
you know.
yeah. It is funny though because throughout the book there'll be some moments where people be like they'll talk about if they have like a hard family life or something, and
Yeah.
Eloise is like, well, no one has any reason to say anything because my life sucks. She's like, but I don't have a mom.
Listen to me.
Yeah, and it's like it's not a competition, Eloise. It's
Eloise
hilarious.
said, I'm Hot Dog Girl. This is my book.
yes.
I'm the main character.
And even her dad said the world needs good hot dogs, Eloise. There's like one morning, I guess it's like the first morning, and she's like, I don't want to go. And that's how her dad motivates her to go.
And her dad said, but the world needs it, Eloise.
Yeah. So a lot happens in this book. There's a plot where Eloise tries to set up her friend Celie with another girl, Angie. Angie's very obviously into Celie. At one point, Nick gets her a Gatorade and a towel because Eloise is feeling sick, and she's like, oh my God.
He must be in love with me.
Man is perfect. I mean, he did something nice.
Yeah.
We get a moment here. So Celie's like getting ready for her date, and Eloise mentions that there's a flutter in her stomach as Celie applies lip gloss and says that she looks so pretty. And I was like, what's that?
Interesting.
Are we getting gay here? What's that about? This is when I start being like, I'm going to write down every time, if this comes up more often, I'm going to write down every time Eloise is clearly gay for Celie.
Sure.
Celie gets back from her date the next day and says that it was really bad because the girl ordered lobster. And you know what they say about ordering lobster on a first date? Do you know what they say? Because I don't.
Oh.
I was like, what is this?
What do they say about ordering lobster
What
on
do
a
these
first
teenagers
date?
know about dating?
About lobster. About dating and about lobster.
About both. Also, she took her to McDonald's.
Can you get lobster?
Supposedly it was seasonal. It was a seasonal offering.
McDonald's.
And I was like, okay. It's like, sounds like the girl
When was
deserved...
this book written? What is this?
Dude, there's at one point, they mentioned something about reblogging, and I also was like, I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, 2008?
It was published in 2019.
Oh.
Isn't that weird? Not queer, sorry. Some of the time.
Isn't that queer?
I mean, technically, it's queer.
Is that foreshadowing? So what do they say about ordering lobster on a first date?
I didn't look it up. I wonder if it's meant to...
Oh, does Celie not tell us?
No.
Oh, they don't say.
I literally was like waiting to take note of it, and it never came up. She's just like, you know.
You know.
Yeah. Me in parentheses. What?
Yeah.
Like,
what do I know?
Can you please spell that out for me? I don't know this. In a little separate chapter, we get a note from Eloise that she mentions that she dated a girl named Malia.
Okay.
She took advanced French for her, only for them to break up, and then she had to struggle through a class she wasn't qualified to take. But she brings this up to, I don't remember why, but she's like, my dad doesn't know.
Oh.
She thinks that it's going to be a big deal. And I'm like, this man seems nothing but nice to you.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would think. And also, like, Celie's out, and he doesn't say anything about that.
Interesting.
And she
So
does...
this is a coming out story.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like, okay. So she's been gay before. This isn't news.
Oh, especially with what you were thinking about her and Celie, maybe.
Yes, like, she is for sure attracted to women.
Okay. This might have a different ending than we originally thought.
Eloise picks up Celie, and they were gonna go, like, swimming, I think. And Eloise ruffles her hair, Celie's hair, and comments on how soft it is.
Okay.
And we're getting a lot of Eloise phrases like, we can't let the park close, but no action whatsoever.
Love.
I'm like, Eloise, please, if you're gonna do something, do it. And so they go.
Love that for a teenager, you know?
Yes, it's like, yeah, you got it. You'll figure it out. Like, we have to do something.
We have to.
It's so me-coded, though. Like, I would do that, too. I can't even be mad. They have a bit of a fight about Celie being like, Eloise, you put yourself down too much. She's like, stop selling yourself short. There are people who would die for a chance with you, and you're too busy mooning over a guy with a girlfriend. And she says this with a serious tone. It's like, oh.
Okay.
And so they pretend to be, like, in love for a moment. Like, they're kind of joking about it. I think after that, they're like, well, if that's the case, then why don't we just date or something? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
And then Nick comes around and sees this and thinks that they're actually together. And whenever he reveals that, Celie's about to clarify, like, oh, no, we're just joking. And Eloise is like, yep, we're dating. And so now a fake dating trope has begun.
Interesting.
And Celie's mad about this, and Eloise thinks this is her chance to see how Nick feels about her, and so Celie ultimately agrees to do this, and they're all supposed to go on like a double date together at the movies. They're talking, and Celie's like, why Nick? Why bother with a guy who has a girlfriend? Eloise goes, because he sees me, really sees me. Most people don't. And Celie says, I see you. And then Eloise says, besides you, I mean. And it's like, okay.
I did not know that this was going to be a friends to lovers trope of a book.
Yeah, it's right in your face.
Oh my gosh.
So they go to the movies together. There's a point being made that Jessa has a last minute rehearsal with the guy who plays the prince.
Okay.
At 9 p.m. at night.
9 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is the same date as the movie.
Yes, this is the movie date. We are on it.
Jessa is late to the movie because she's at this rehearsal.
Yes.
And the rehearsal starts at 9 p.m. So what time is this movie?
God, I
How
don't know.
late are these teenagers staying up?
It's summer. Her dad says that Mr. P doesn't want to keep the park going and that it'll bring more business if it closes. She responds, so you're just going to let Mr. P walk away from everything? That's kind of your MO anyway. Look at Mom. It's like, girl!
Oh my gosh.
And
We
she
have the
says-
tense moment of like, this happened because of you.
This is all your fault.
Just trying to be a good dad.
Yeah. She also follows this with, you wouldn't even fight to keep our family together. And it's like, stop! The
Eloise!
The mom is gone! Eloise talks to Mr. P about trying to keep the park going, and he's very nice about it, but he's ultimately telling her, like, no, it's not happening. He's not explaining why. He's just like, I'm sorry, girl. I know it means a lot to you, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Eloise goes back to her house and starts snooping around her dad's office for files related to Mr. P and grabs them successfully. And this is where I'm like, is this not illegal?
Yeah, interesting.
Like, that is...
Also, for why? Like,
She's trying to figure out why the park is closing. Her immediate...
because Mr. P didn't give her a reason why. So
yeah,
she's trying to be
assuming
like,
it's financial.
sure.
She wants to figure out what exactly it is, so that way maybe she can figure out how to address that. And
Also,
so-
she's like 17. What are you going to do,
I know.
Eloise?
At one point...
If it is financial, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, so what she finds from the files is that financially the parks are doing okay. They're not at a loss, but Mr. P has taken a lot of withdrawals from his personal account and that the two don't match up. And as an accountant, I don't know if those things have to match up.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not a tax accountant, and I really don't know anything about taxes. But look, whatever gets the story going.
For the plot.
Yeah, for the plot, sure. She does find that a land developer has made an offer to develop a factory on the land that the theme park is at for about $2 million.
Oh.
So, yikers. Eloise gathers Celie, Nick, and Jessa to come up with an idea for saving the park. It's funny, she says that she wants to raise enough donation money that Mr. P won't need to accept an offer and has started a GoFundMe. And they ask, okay, so what's the plan? And she doesn't have one. She's like, I started a GoFundMe. I don't know what to do with it.
And that's as far as I've gotten.
Nick writes down bake sale for a campaign idea, and it's like, for $2 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting. But, you know, Eloise loves him, and so she's like, yeah, that's a great idea.
She said yes, bake sale.
The next day, we're back at the park. Eloise is riding the gondolas, and she looks down, and she sees Jessa and the guy playing the prince, Ari, kissing behind the castle.
Behind the castle. That's
Yes.
a little sneaky.
Yes. And they see her catching them.
Oh my gosh.
So obviously she like comes down. She knows they're going to confront her.
Yes.
They do. And they accuse her of spying on them. And it's like,
Excuse me.
I'm riding a gondola.
Yes.
Like-
I can't help it.
Am I working?
If you're in plain view.
Yes, but like you didn't hide well enough.
But yes, exactly. Like, you're in plain view. This is not my fault.
Yeah. So then after that, Jessa leaves, and Ari's like, "What do you want from us?" Like he's trying to bribe her. It's like, what is happening?
do you want? Money?
Yeah. And he's like, "Do you even know what Jessa's mom would do, and how Nick would feel? A lot of people would be hurt by this." And it's like, yeah, by your actions.
Right, exactly. So why are you doing them?
Yeah, it's not Eloise's fault.
Right.
That you're doing something
Yes.
wrong.
Yeah.
So for the moment, Eloise is like, I guess I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what to do with this information. I think this is maybe the next day. Jessa really hunts down Eloise and is like, we need to talk. So they meet up, and Jessa tells her that she broke things off with Ari, explains that she's expected to act a certain way and dress a certain way because her mom is terrified that the rich stepdaddy that she found will leave if Jessa slips up.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was
That's a bit of a complex backstory.
Yeah. She says that she can't date Ari because he's a townie on a scholarship. Don't know what townie really means. And apparently she's barely okay with her dating Nick because he doesn't live in the same town as them. And
The standard.
I know.
Oh my god.
But his family does have money. So they're like,
Oh.
apparently her mom is just very superficial.
Yes, this feels like a very, like, you're a socialite. So you have to date in your class, you know? You can't date a commoner.
Jessa says that she would never do something to hurt Nick, but Ari is her Sealy.
Oh?
And then Eloise says, if Ari is your Sealy, then you should be with him. She's giving herself away!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
But also I forget that. I don't think Eloise was thinking of this when she said it, but outwardly she is with Sealy. That is the story that everyone knows, is that they are dating.
I forgot that they were supposed to be fake dating.
But she doesn't consider that at all when she's saying this. And there's not even any, like, recognition of, like, oh, I just said that, or anything like that. It just...
Like, it felt very natural for her to be like,
I don't think it was...
oh, obviously. Like, if Ari is your Sealy, then you have to be together.
Yeah, I don't think it was calculated. I think it was...
Interesting.
From the heart.
Eloise, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Eloise comes over to Sealy's and she tells her, oh, I forgot this was another thing that comes up. Jessa suspects that they are faking their relationship. And so Sealy starts panicking that Jessa could tell Nick and then ruin Eloise's chances with him. At first I was like, why would Sealy be so upset about this?
Right.
But I realized that I think what's happening is that Sealy does have feelings for Eloise. And she's kind of doing the thing where she thinks that it's never going to work. So she just wants Eloise to be with someone else so she can start sort of not thinking about that as an option anymore. She wants it to not be a problem.
Right.
I don't have to be thinking about you.
No chances for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can kind of move on with my life. Yeah.
I think that's where that's going. There's a fireworks show the next day that Sealy, Jessa, Eloise, Nick all go to together, and Sealy has brought some secret booze to the party.
Secret booze.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember secret booze?
I never had secret booze.
I also never had secret booze. But I thought maybe it was something that I could be like, do you remember secret booze?
I think I barely underage drink. I think I was like a few months off.
I did not drink in high school, so I never had like secret booze.
Yeah.
But the idea of it seems very
Sounds
like,
fun.
you know?
Yeah. Not something I can relate to, unfortunately. I was a dork. Everyone has some secret booze other than Jessa. And now Eloise is getting, you know, she's getting a little buzzy. She's, you know, I think she's
She's vibing.
She's vibing. She's just going with
Yeah.
what she feels. So there's a point where Jessa calls out that Eloise and Sealy's don't act like a couple like everyone else does, which leads to a discussion of if they've ever kissed. Eloise is like, I could kiss Sealy right now. And so she does.
Stop.
Yeah. And seems like it's pretty good.
Okay.
But then Eloise kind of gets overwhelmed and she runs away, and then Sealy follows her. And at first they're fine. They're both not acting weird about it, but they're also not really saying anything about it. But then Eloise goes, they seem to have bought it. And then Sealy is instantly mad that she's being used. I think Sealy in that moment thought it was real, which I do think in a way, Eloise was like, I could kiss Sealy right now. I want to. So I think it was real, but also at the same time, like for a specific purpose. The whole thing ends with them all being mad at each other, and Jessa ends up driving everyone home because she's the only one that's not drunk.
No.
And she drops off.
She didn't have any secret booze.
Nope. But Sealy says before Eloise gets out of the car that she can't do this anymore. Eloise is like, what do you mean? And she says, anything.
Dramatic
Everything.
breakup.
Yeah. Eloise is spam texting Sealy and she won't answer. She's starting to realize that she has feelings for Sealy.
It's out there.
It's happening!
It's out there. It's happening.
Nick checks on Eloise and she just reaches her limit of frustration and tells him about Jessa cheating on him.
Wow.
Yeah.
The chaotic rampage following the breakup.
Next chapter, conversation with her dad. She finally comes out to her dad, and he is so sweet about it.
Oh.
He's like, you can have your own privacy. Like, you don't have to tell me everything, but you shouldn't feel like you can't tell me.
Yeah.
And it was just so sweet. And he also at one point was like, this isn't news to me. I knew what you were doing with Malia.
Dad is the winning character of this
I know.
whole story.
He's such a, oh my God, I forgot to mention a small subplot. There's some random kid who she mentions to him at some point, and he's like, oh, yeah, his mom's this person? Well, tell her I said hi. Tell him to tell his mom I said hi. She's like, weird, okay, and so she does. And then there's another interaction where the guy's like, my mom said hi back. And
does Dad get a dating arc?
a little bit. So
I love this for Dad.
yeah, at some point Eloise is like, clearly you should call his mom.
Dad is
She
the
said
best
hi.
character in this. Hear me out. Eloise's dad.
Hear me out. At some point, Mr. P calls Eloise into her office and tells her that her dad called and told him about how she's upset about the park, not about the girl.
Oh, right. Imagine if Dad had called Mr. P and said,
I know. At first, that's what she thought. She was like, oh my God. And then it was
I
like,
can't believe Dad is telling Mr. P about my love life.
But he kind of explains that he thinks that Eloise is plotting something to try and save the park.
Sure. Does Eloise fess up to it?
Not fully at this moment. But Mr. P reveals that his granddaughter has leukemia. And so
Oh my gosh.
he would like to be able to spend more time with her, and that's why he's closing the park. Also, they live somewhere different too, so he's moving away entirely.
That all makes sense for if someone in your family was sick in that way. But also, I feel like on the reader's side, kind of out of the blue, no? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the most dramatic
Like this
thing
feels,
happens.
yeah, like very dramatic, very intense.
This is what the moment where Eloise outs herself, and she goes, "Is that why you keep making withdrawals?" It's like, stop!
Eloise.
He doesn't know. She leaves feeling kind of bad about her assumptions and about her actions also in stealing those documents and all that. And she says, maybe I'm a crappy person, but at least I'm a good hot dog.
What a line.
A great line.
What a line.
We start to get a bit of a bonding moment with Nick and Eloise. They apologize to each other and kind of help each other out. And then Jessa comes in, Celie comes in and sees what's happening. And Jessa just starts going in on them, being like, well, and Celie had to have been fake dating. She only told my secret because her and Celie are broken up. So Nick asks Eloise if that's why she told him.
Dramatic. Is that true, Eloise?
Yeah. And she's like, no, I didn't have ulterior motives in telling you that she was cheating. But then Jessa still acts all pissy. Eloise first tells her to shut up and take accountability.
Damn.
Because she really was not taking accountability. She's like, you're ruining my life.
Yes.
I was like, girl, you did the cheating.
Like, yes, you did this.
You didn't have to date either of these boys.
Right. Spinsters are hot now, Jessa.
Yeah. At the ripe age of 26.
17-year-old spinsters are hot now.
Eloise does end up admitting she did like Nick and that her and Celie were fake dating, but now she's in love with her. And Celie is in the room when she says this. But Eloise runs away and Celie doesn't come after her.
Oh my gosh.
Eloise is home crying and someone comes over, but it's not Celie. It's Nick. But he has a bunch of cake mix.
Oh.
Because he's like, we have the bake sale tomorrow. And Eloise is like,
but the bake sale.
she's like, is that happening? They're baking the cupcakes together and they come up with the idea to do the bake sale, but instead of doing it for the park, do it to help Mr. P take care of his granddaughter and raise money for him. So
That's
really sweet.
sweet.
Yeah. They finish baking and after that, Eloise goes over to Celie's house. It's the middle of the night. She goes up to the window and it's locked. Eloise,
Oh, no, this is not looking good for their love story.
it's not looking good. But Eloise is still trying. She has reached the point where she's like, I have to at least tell her. So she writes a letter. And it's kind of funny. At one point, she mentions that she could have kissed Nick tonight, but she didn't because she.
What an interesting thing to put into a love letter. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I could have kissed someone else.
Yeah, I was like, at first I was like, what are you doing, girl? Do not bring this up.
But what a strange thing.
I think you could have left that out.
Yeah, you probably could have just not included that.
The next day, Nick is back at the house again. Her dad is literally like, what is this guy? Why is he?
Yeah, who is
Why
this?
does he keep showing up to my house? And he's acting like a madman. He's like, we need to ice the cupcakes. We need to make flyers and posters.
He's very serious about this bake sale now.
Yeah, he's acting all giddy. And so Eloise goes to get supplies, and as she does so, she sees that Celie is coming up to the door. So she opens the door, and Celie kisses her. And
Oh my gosh.
it's actually really funny and cute because they're like kind of kissing, but then Celie's like, can we not do this here? Because in the window, Nick and Eloise's dad are sniffing. They're both like,
I mean, same. That's literally the face that I just made.
it turns out when Nick got there, Celia pulled up like right after, and this whole time she had been sitting in the car like nervous, and so that's why he was acting like a fucking nut. He was like, I know who's outside.
He was like, I know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah, they're together. They're making the bake sale happen. They're kissing. It's adorable. So they're doing the bake sale over in the parking lot. Eloise's dad comes by the bake sale. He gets 2 cupcakes. And Eloise is like, who's that for? And he's like, meeting up with Seb's mom later.
gosh.
So
This is so cute.
I could not believe that actually ended up becoming something.
The dad's story arc is my favorite, I think.
Yeah, it's incredible. So Mr. P comes out, and at first he's really mad because he thinks that this is to raise money for the park. And he's
Sure.
like, we talked about this.
And he's like, no, I said that I was not going to be able to do that.
But Eloise reveals that it's actually for him and his granddaughter, and he's really touched, and it's so sweet. And so the end kind of just wraps things up. They mention that Jessa and Ari are somewhere in the distance, like holding hands, so it seems like they are getting together despite whatever her mom says. And Eloise says, I can't believe you're in love with me. And Celia says, how could I not? And then the book ends.
That's cute. That's the story of Hot Dog Girl.
That's the story of Hot Dog Girl.
I assumed there might be some manipulation trying to get Nick to fall in love with Eloise, but I definitely thought that those were our 2 main players.
Yeah, for sure.
Here, I did not expect the best friend to lovers.
No, I really didn't either. And I will admit, so I ended up rating the book about a 2.25.
Oh,
Not great, mainly because Eloise kind of pissed me off a lot.
I mean, okay, that's fair. She was a little annoying.
She was a little annoying. She didn't get anything done. Like I said, everyone was doing the work around her.
Right.
Because also there are some things I left out where, like, Celie was doing a lot of work. I mean, at least Eloise it is important to have someone who is going to push people. So, like, it is an important role, but at the end of the day, she didn't do a whole lot other than just asking people to help her.
It really sounds like Eloise would be perfect for middle management.
Yes, exactly. But also, I will admit that despite picking up on a lot of the signs between Eloise and Celie, I didn't always feel like the romance was all that there. I just wasn't really feeling it. And I don't know if that's because, it is always hard to say if it's because I'm reading this book for such a specific purpose.
Right.
Or if it's just not there.
Yeah.
But either way, I do like YA novels, and I think that they can be really good and interesting, but this one did feel I am not the right audience. That's kind of why I rated it lower, but I still thought there were some rewarding parts to it. Again, the dad relationship is really sweet.
Yeah.
The drama in it is still fun. But yeah, that's how I felt about it.
Would you recommend this book to our podcast listeners?
No, I don't think I would.
You think this little situation where you were explaining it is more than enough?
Yeah, I think that gets it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of how I felt.
I'm glad you enjoyed. I had
Yes.
fun recapping it.
Yes, no, it was definitely fun listening to it.
Yeah.
And the plot twists were good, and the characters were at least dynamic. But we love a happy ending.
We love a happy ending.
So, you know, and I wouldn't read it, but
I did not read it.
but it was good to have felt like I kind of did
Yeah.
through your summary anyway, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, now, are you ready to do your book?
My turn. Okay, so my story I think is drastically different from yours.
Oh.
So I'm really excited to share it with you. I'm also excited to share it with everyone because I think it's drastically different from anything we've already covered on the pod / will cover on the pod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really took this as an opportunity to kind of expand into a different genre.
Uh-huh.
So today, I am covering No Matter the Wreckage by Sarah Kay.
Oh. Wait a second. Is she a slam poet?
She is a slam
know
poet.
her.
Do you know her?
I had a moment where I was really into slam poetry, and I only really watched her and then another guy that Philip.
Phil Kay.
Yes,
Yes,
'cause
they
I was like, they have
perform
the same
a lot
name.
together.
Yeah.
Oh my
exciting.
gosh, this is so exciting. She is my favorite spoken word poet. I am so excited. Have you read her book?
No, I didn't know she had a book.
Okay, so this is a collection of her poetry. It's very dynamic. There's a lot of love and loss and life events that happen in this collection. And what's really exciting is that this is her debut poetry collection.
Oh.
And she's coming out with another one in April.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty exciting, but I also thought it would be timely to kind of cover her work since she's coming out with a new collection. So if you all like it, make sure to keep her on your radar. I'll read a little bit of the back. In her powerful debut collection of poetry, Sarah Kay navigates a decade's worth of writing to present us with a book that combines new poems and beloved favorites. Both fresh and wise, Sarah Kay's poetry invites us to join her on the journey of discovering herself and the world around her. So I think in the poetry universe, she's pretty popular. So if you're a poetry fan, especially a spoken word,
I wouldn't say that I'm
fan.
a poetry fan. Like, I don't really think about it a whole lot, but I do know her.
Yes.
Like, literally, if I had to pick a favorite poet, it would be her because she's just the one I know.
Yes.
And she is really good.
Yes. I also wanted to cover her because I think poetry specifically has a lot of, I don't want to say negative connotations, but I feel like, you know, when we were in school, like high school and like AP Lit or all of those classes that we had to take where we had to read books for analysis, I think on occasion we would read older poetry that's still very good, but when you have to read something for literary analysis, especially poetry that doesn't follow a very typical storyline, it's like harder to get into. So I also wanted to cover poetry for that reason, to show our audience kind of that it's a lot more accessible than people might think in society. And I thought Sarah Kay would be a good one to do that with because a lot of her poems, since they are spoken word, are very story-based.
Yeah. Quick question, and maybe you were about to get to this or it was going to come up, but when it comes to poetry books like this, are all the poems very standalone or is there an interconnectedness throughout the book?
It depends on the poet.
Okay.
That's a great question. 9 times out of 10, I would say that most of them are standalone. Like, even if you have a couple of poems that connect to one another, for the most part, they're all pretty standalone. But I have read some collections from some poets that have had, like, in the first part of the book, there's a poem, and then in the second part, there's a poem that references that poem. Like, that has happened before, too. But it really depends on the poet.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, she is one of my favorite poets and probably my favorite spoken word poet. And I love it so much that I decided to cover it today. And I decided to read you a couple of poems from her book and almost kind of analyze it with you and the podcast to kind of give you guys a feel for her writing.
Okay, I'm excited.
So I picked out 3 because, like I said, there's a lot of love, loss, and life in her collection. So I kind of picked out 3 that I thought were within those categories. And I don't think I'm going to read out the whole thing, but I think to kind of just get a vibe of her work, I'll read out like a couple of her poems.
Okay.
Her first one that I really like is called Love Poem Number 137. I think the title really reflects what kind of love poem it is and the fact that it has been 137 love poems in the making.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I will wake you up early, even though I know you like to stay through the credits. I will leave you pennies in your pockets, postage stamps of superheroes in between the pages of your books, sugar packets on your kitchen counter. I will Hansel and Gretel you home. I will talk through movies, even ones I have never seen before. I will love you with too many commas, but never any asterisks. And that's the first part of the poem. And I think even just at that point, you can kind of tell that this isn't like an infatuation love poem. It's like we've been in love for a while, and this is like a stable love that I'm still invested in.
Yeah.
Which kind of goes back to why I think the title is so cute, that it's like, oh, 137 love poems
Yeah,
later.
it's like I could just keep going.
Like,
I could go
yes,
on and on.
I could still talk about how much I love you. So I thought that one was super cute.
I was hoping that was the direction that we were going in.
Yes, yeah. And I like the way she like mentions things in their relationship. Like, I will wake you up early, like I'm the early riser, and like I talk through movies and like all of this, you know, it's just like mundane things that you don't think of as being super important, but very emphasized, I think, in like a long loving relationship, like in a relationship you've been in for a while that feels very stable and comfortable.
Yeah.
I'll read a little bit from one of her heartbreak poems.
No, it can't happen in the same book.
This one's called Another Missing. His absence is louder than a firework. I have misplaced all the silverware. Tonight, I ate an entire meal of cauliflower. In lieu of doing laundry, I turned yesterday's shirt inside out. My windows don't close properly, so the wind comes in uninvited. I guess you could say I miss him, if missing him means that sometimes I forget to brush twice a day. And that's the first part of that poem, which is like obviously very starkly different from love poem number 137.
Yeah. You know, you think that you're an independent person, and like obviously you still are.
Yes.
But like you don't realize how when you get accustomed to someone, how there are just so many little things that you gave to them and that was their job, and now all of a sudden you're being left with all those pieces, and it's like, I'm a person, but I feel like I'm falling apart because I didn't realize how many things they were doing that were keeping me alive and stable and whatever. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, oh shit, there's just so many things.
Yeah. But you make a point. You know, you don't realize, especially when you are, again, in like a longer relationship where you're comfortable and you've maybe been together for a while and you have your routines, you don't really notice the kind of effect that that person has in your life and the things that they take care of and the things that they handle within the relationship, within the household, you know, within your routine.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you might remember to pick up on the things that they do, but then you forget about the things you were already doing.
Right. Yes. It all just feels different.
Yeah. Which obviously adds to the heartbreak even further, that it's like, not only did I lose this person, but now I have to do all these things that I didn't even know I needed.
My whole
to do.
routine is different. Like my whole life is different. It's
It just
not
adds to the heaviness.
Yes. It's not just the relationship. It's all of this as well. And I definitely think that that's what we get from this poem. Mm-hmm. So we can move on to a slightly happier one. This one was the one I picked for life in general, and it's called B, or If I Should Have a Daughter. Instead of mom, she's going to call me Point B, because that way she knows that no matter what happens, at least she can always find her way to me. And I'm going to paint the solar systems on the backs of her hands, so she has to learn the entire universe before she can say, oh, I know that like the back of my hand. Mm-hmm. And she's going to learn that this life will hit you hard in the face, wait for you to get back up just so it can kick you in the stomach, but getting the wind knocked out of you is the only way to remind your lungs how much they like the taste of air.
Ouch.
It is so good.
Yeah.
Like, it's very much advice that a mom would give her daughter, or if you want to think of it as like advice that you might want to give to your younger self.
Yeah.
Because she talks about, I want her to know that she can rely on me, and I want to show her the world before she closes off her mind to things. I want to show her that there are possibilities. And then later in the poem, she talks about, you know, I want to tell her about love. Like, I want to tell her what heartbreak feels like. I want to tell her, you know, that even though the world can hurt you, there are so many beautiful things about it. Like, I want to tell her to not be afraid to explore and try new things and make mistakes and be hurt and feel pain, because all of it is a part of life.
Yeah.
I really, really like that poem, and she has performed it several times.
Honestly, I was like, I feel like I have heard that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. I feel like I have.
I feel like I can't read anymore without like not giving it the right amount of justice that it deserves as not the poet that wrote it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I definitely, if you haven't listened to it or watched it or anything like that, for sure you should. Also, for sure, our podcast listeners should. And look up a couple of her other poems, because she's really like...
Yeah, her slam poetry is just so good. And like the way that she says everything, it makes such a difference in how she conveys the points that she's trying to make.
Yes.
She's just so captivating too. I think she just speaks in a way and writes in a way that is just so universal and true to this generation.
Agreed.
Or time, whatever you would call it.
Yes, she is amazing. Phil Kay is also amazing. Mm-hmm. They do a poem together called When Love Arrives.
Yes, that one.
Which is, beautiful. Chef's kiss beautiful.
Yeah. As a theater kid too,
yes,
the way that they kind of perform it out, like it's not acting, but also is.
Yes. I think spoken word poetry is really unique in terms of the fact that it is poetry, but it is also kind of theater. Like, there's a performance to spoken word, you know? Mm-hmm. The way you read the words and, like, present the poem, it's poetry that's meant to be heard. It's poetry that's meant to be performed and listened to, and it's a little bit more powerful that way.
Yeah.
Definitely as like a writer and theater kid as well. I think maybe that's part of the reason I was really drawn to spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
Is because it was this combination, being so meaningful with the words that you were writing and the stories that you were telling, while also writing it for an audience. But on that topic, so I've been a big poetry fan for a really long time. I think like most people, when I was in school, I wasn't as big of a fan of poetry because it was different. I think, like I said earlier, like spoken word was really what kind of got me more into poetry. So much so that I started writing my own poetry. And you know this, but I don't know if we've ever mentioned it on the pod, but I've actually written a lot of poems that later went on to be published.
Yeah.
And I brought along one of my own poetry collection called Spaces. And so the back kind of talks. I feel strange reading the back of my own
Do you want me to do it?
book. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. I also was remembering as you were saying this because I was like, did we talk about it on the podcast? And then I remembered in our trailer episode, we do technically reference it because I said I just learned how to read, and you say I know how to read and also write.
And I also write. I don't
That's
know.
why.
I don't know if that meant. I don't know if anyone picked up on that though. I don't know if they were just like, oh yeah, she
maybe
reads
not.
and writes. But no,
She's
I
just
do
showing
in
off
fact,
that she has two skills.
I do in fact write as
Yeah.
well as read.
Yeah, anytime I need to write, I just ask Sam to do it for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how. I only just learned how to read, okay? One step at a time. I'm a small girl learning big girl responsibilities. Anyway, so Sam's book says, in her debut poetry collection, Samantha Sabio calls readers to explore the spaces around and within them through powerful stories of experience and longing. Spaces fearlessly discusses history, culture, disappointment, and more, inspiring readers to accept vulnerability in life and love.
This was my first published work ever. That wasn't like an article for work or anything like that. This was like my first book.
I do have a quick question. Because
Yeah.
it's called Spaces.
Yes.
There's no space in it, right? You know how I feel about space.
Yes. Okay, so there is a little bit of space.
Sam.
Well, I talk a little bit about stars.
Oh, okay.
Is
That's
that
easier.
too
No, that's fine. As long as we're
much?
not going to space.
No, but I do reference how far away stars are. Is that too much?
No, I think that's okay.
Okay.
I'm scared of space.
Yes.
When we were talking about like what kind of books we would cover, I think we both had different doing this. Mine was
I
no
agree.
stories about space.
Yes. If you're willing to maybe try a little bit, I can read you an excerpt from the title poem called Spaces.
Okay.
Maybe I'll read the whole thing since it's what I wrote.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
When I was in school, I learned that the universe is really, really big. I don't know exactly how big, but I know that it's really, really big, and I know that I'm really, really small. In the park, an elderly woman sits on an old wooden bench, tossing breadcrumbs to mindless ducks that mostly ignore her efforts and fly away as soon as a bus passes by. A young boy sits with his face pressed up against the window. He tiredly draws shapes on the foggy glass while his father talks business on the phone for the 4th time that ride. A teenage girl waits impatiently for the bus to pass before she crosses the street, lugging a bag of art supplies and blankets, prepared to set up shop in the cold. In these spaces, it's like we're stars, filled with floating hot air. Our only purpose is to shine, to be seen, but never to be touched. It's hard to remember that spaces are meant to be explored. You were never very good at staying in your spaces. You loved to fly forward and backward and in repetitive circles, grazing every dusty rock you could get your calloused fingers on. Some nights, after everything shuts down, I'll find you dancing carelessly around mailboxes and trash cans, bopping your head to the music of car horns and moving doors, while I walk recklessly in the lanes of the street where pedestrians are often forbidden. I'll follow you to a bench outside a convenience store, indulging in your adventurous fantasies, a Bonnie and Clyde crime spree, or a desolate planet just you and me, fluorescent streetlights brightening our way home. You reminded me how fluid spaces could be, Some are wider than others, more than just an arm's length away from you. But some are so close, you just have to reach out to form a beautiful constellation. When you broke up with me, our spaces stretched back, not quite to the way they were, just enough to be seen, but never to be touched, like they'd forgotten what it was like to be close. But in the park, a newlywed couple walks hand in hand, playfully shoving one another, taking turns to see who can make the other laugh harder. They pass a musician and make a point to stop and listen. They drop loose change in his guitar case before passing. He offers them a wink before returning to his song that a young toddler tries desperately to sing along to as the crowd cheers the boy on. His single mother snaps a picture of him with her mobile phone, touching her finger to her temple afterwards as a mental reminder to send it to her sister who lives on the other side of the world. In these spaces, it's hard to remember that I'm really, really small or that this life is really, really big. We are more than just stars. You pushed every boundary and I touched every space, and every day I fall more and more in love with you, and him and her and them and all of our beautiful constellations.
That was so good.
Thank you.
I'm obsessed with that.
Oh my gosh.
That was such a fun. It's kind of funny because I actually do have moments, I feel like, where you're out and about and you see people and it's like, isn't it crazy that you're not the only person that's actually existing?
Yes.
And then on the opposite side of it, where it's like we are all so interconnected.
Yes.
And how communities can form and all those sorts of things. And it's
Yeah.
so good the way that it's captured all in one poem.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. The fact that you say that, that was really what I had kind of wanted to capture with not just this poem, but with the book in general. But when I was writing this poem, I had decided I wanted this to be the title poem because I wanted the book to explore these kind of communities. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to explore the spaces between me and other people. Both like people that I don't know, that I just see out and about, but also relationships that I've been in, the boys that have broken my heart, my best friends, my childhood crushes. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to explore, the activities that I used to be so in love with, all of the places as a traveler, all of the places that I've ever been. I thought, spaces is a great way to capture that kind of energy, and that was kind of what I wanted this title poem and first poem to be, and sort of give the hint to what the rest of the book would kind of be about.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that started.
How fun.
Yeah, that's kind of what we have with this poem. I think I should also probably say that I have 2 poetry collections.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you knew that. My second poetry collection is digital only. So it's ebook only. It's called Poems About You, and it's filled with love poems.
Oh, okay.
And lost poems.
Oh,
it's very falling in love and falling out of love.
Okay. Where could people, if they wanted to buy the poetry?
Oh, yes, of course.
Where could they buy it?
The easiest way is Amazon, but of course, I know that we want to shop local.
Shop local.
I don't actually know that it is available local, though, if I'm being honest, because I will be honest with you guys, I'm not super popular. I think maybe, I know, isn't that crazy?
I'm confused.
Yeah. Right now, you can really mostly only find it on Amazon or, on occasion, Barnes & Noble.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think they have it, in stock usually. It's, more of an online order kind of thing, and they'll, get copies of it.
Okay.
If people order it. But if you prefer to order from Barnes & Noble, if you maybe, have an account there or something like that, or you just don't want to support Amazon, whatever, you do you, then you can also order them from Barnes & Noble.
All right, nice. I really feel like I need to own this now.
Oh, yes, please do. Actually, you know what? I didn't even talk to Carly about this, but I'm sure she'll be on board with it. I will go ahead and just give this copy away to one of our podcast listeners.
Oh, nice.
I'll sign it and everything.
Yes. How fun, a giveaway.
I'll give it away. I don't know how we want to run this because I didn't run any of this by Carly at all. I just decided in this moment because I was like, whatever.
We will put it in the show notes.
We will put it in the show notes.
In the description, whatever you want to call it for whichever platform you're listening on. You will find that information there.
You're really going to want this because after this fall, this piece of work is going to be worth so much money because this upcoming fall, I am releasing another book.
Oh?
Yes, I am releasing another book that is not poetry related at all,
Oh.
but is still fiction. And I actually think that maybe our podcast listeners might be more interested in this piece of work that's going to be published later this year.
Oh.
It's called The Marked by yours truly.
I'm like, what?
And it is an action fantasy novel.
Well, shut up. Sign me up. Where?
It is an
Give
action
it to me.
fantasy novel
Give it to me right now. Why haven't you let me have this?
coming out later this year. Make sure you keep an eye out. This is
Where is it?
later this year, Carly.
want it now.
You can pre-order at some point.
Isn't this... What the fuck? We're podcast codes. I want it now.
This is, like, for me, the first time I'm, like, really announcing it, that it's coming out. Like, for us, like, in this version of us that's, like, recording this right now. It's, like,
Yeah.
the first time I'm announcing it. You're the first, this is the first version to hear of
Actually, I'm the first to know.
my book. I guess
Okay.
technically,
Back
yeah.
up.
I guess technically you are the first to know.
Thank you. I'm special.
But if you're interested, I can read you a little bit
Yes.
more of like what it's about. I don't have
Please.
like the full back of the book summary, but I do have a couple of facts about the book or like a little bit more about what like the book is going to be about, I guess. So it's an action fantasy novel following a young woman on the start of an epic journey to discovering her missing heritage in a world that doesn't necessarily accept any part of her or her gifts.
Aww.
Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah. So
Sign me up.
we've got a cast of characters. They support our girl, and obviously there are characters that also dissuade our girl. There may also be a potential love interest worth mentioning, of
course.
which we love, of course, of course. So I think it's got a little bit of everything that'll keep our audience hooked.
Yeah.
So mark your calendars for later this year. It will be coming out on September 21st,
Oh, dang.
2025.
That's so soon. Oh my God. There's so many questions I have, but I'm sure also some of them are a little secretive, so I won't go into that here.
If
but-
you have a couple, I can see if I can answer some.
Okay, so is this self-published?
It will be self-published.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Is this gonna be standalone or are you thinking series?
Cannot say.
Okay. First name?
Of our character,
Yes.
Gwen.
Gwen. I love that name. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now.
Okay. Those are great questions.
Thank you.
And again, this is the first time anybody's ever hearing about it.
Well, let us know your questions and maybe Sam will answer them.
Yes.
We'll
yeah,
see.
maybe at that time more information will come out. But if you want to make sure you don't miss anything about the book, you can follow me at Samantha Sabio Books on Instagram to stay updated on all of the upcoming book announcements.
Honestly, it gives a little bit of vibes from how you described it as Spark of the Everflame.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it feels a little similar. Well, maybe not 100%, but at least there are elements there, it
Yeah.
sounds like. So, just as a heads up, I mean, I don't know yet. I literally just learned about this 5 minutes ago. But if you like Spark of the Everflame, I think you're going to like this book, okay?
Wow. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited that I got to tell you about it and obviously our podcast. And I'm excited to share it with you guys when it comes out.
Yeah, we're so excited. I'm speaking on behalf of everyone who's listening. We're all so excited.
Yes. But obviously, until then, we've got another book to cover.
Yes.
Podcast.
Okay, guys, so our next episode, we will be talking about the book Everyone is Watching by Heather Gudenkauf. So, this book is a Big Brother-esque locked room mystery where 5 contestants compete for $10 million on an isolated estate. But what they don't know is that the game won't end until the world knows about who these contestants really are. As if money wasn't high enough stakes, they also have that to worry about. Neither of us have read this yet, but it's a pretty quick read. It's only about 300 pages, and we can't wait to jump into a new genre for the podcast.
Yes, very exciting. Yet another new genre to be covered.
What a big day for us.
Make sure you mark your calendars and see if you can solve this mystery with us on Tuesday, May 6th.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this off-the-shelf episode of our soon-to-be hit podcast, Read Receipts with Carly and Sam. All of the content that you hear in this episode is curated, recorded, and edited by us truly, with special thanks to all of the authors of the books that we cover and Pixabay for the music that we play. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you like to listen and follow us on social media at the Read Receipts Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We read all of your comments and love seeing you all follow all of the things that we do on social media, so make sure to subscribe there as well. And don't forget, if you want to hear more about my upcoming book, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Samantha Sabio Books as well. Until our next read, bye!